You want to know how to make any man want you, even if he doesn't seem interested right now. Let me tell you something real quick. There is no magic spell. There is no secret trick that makes a man fall in love with you instantly. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. But here's the thing, and I want you to listen closely. You can make yourself so magnetic, so irresistible, that a man who didn't even notice you before starts paying attention. And it all starts with how you carry yourself, how you value yourself, and how you show up in your own life. It's not about changing who you are. It's about bringing out the very best version of yourself that he can't ignore. First, you have to understand this one thing. Confidence is everything. And I don't mean the kind of fake confidence where you walk around acting like you're better than everyone else. No, that's not confidence. True confidence is quiet. It's knowing your worth and not having to shout it from the rooftops. It's showing up in the world as a woman who knows she deserves respect, attention, and love. When a man sees a woman who carries herself with dignity, someone who doesn't settle for less than she deserves, something happens inside him. He starts to take notice because you are showing him that your time, your energy, and your heart are valuable. That right there is magnetic. Men are wired to respect and pursue a woman who stands strong in her self-worth. Now, let me tell you another thing that most women overlook. Mystery. Mystery is powerful. And no, I don't mean playing games or being manipulative. I mean, don't show all your cards at once. Don't tell him everything about yourself on the first date or the first week or even the first month. Let him see little pieces of who you are. Let him figure out your mind, your humor, your passions, your quirks. A man loves a little chase. He loves to wonder what's going on in your life. What makes you laugh? What makes you tick? If you hand him everything all at once, you take away the excitement, the anticipation, the spark that makes him want to be around you. You want him curious. You want him intrigued. And when he is intrigued, he starts investing his time and energy because he wants to understand you. That, my friend, is how desire begins to grow. Here's the next part, and it's crucial. Stop needing him. I said it, stop needing him. Neediness is the fastest way to kill attraction. If you are constantly texting him, calling him, asking if he's going to respond, or hanging on his every word, you are pushing him away. You see, men are hunters by nature, and when you act desperate, you remove the challenge. You remove the excitement. You make him feel like he's got all the power, and let me tell you something. No man wants to feel like he's the only one in the room holding all the cards. You have to live your life as if he's lucky to have you in it. Focus on your passions, your career, your friendships, your hobbies, your personal growth. When you are busy living a full life, a man will notice. He'll start thinking, wow, she's amazing. I want to be part of that life. Because no one wants someone who is constantly chasing them. Everyone wants someone who has their own world and invites them in. Now, let's talk about energy because this is something most people miss. Men feel your energy before they hear your words. If you are radiating positivity, joy, and self-love, he feels it. If you are negative, insecure, and constantly worried about whether he likes you, he feels that too. You want a man to be drawn to your light, not your shadow. Self-love is not just a buzzword, it's a weapon in the game of attraction. When you are happy, thriving, and unapologetically yourself, a man can't help but be drawn to that energy. He wants to be around you because being near you makes him feel good. He starts associating you with joy, confidence, and excitement. And trust me, once he does that, it's very hard for him to look away. Let me give you an example. There's a story I hear a lot, and it goes like this. A woman meets a man at a party, and she likes him immediately. She's texting him nonstop, asking when he's going to call, trying to figure out if he likes her back. And the man, he starts feeling smothered. He starts pulling away. But another woman comes along, walks into the same room, and she's confident, laughing, enjoying herself, talking to everyone, living her life. The same man sees her, notices her energy, and suddenly he's curious. He wants to know more about her. He wants to spend time with her. Why? Because she wasn't chasing him. She was too busy being herself. She was living her life and radiating confidence. That's the key difference. Being attractive isn't about forcing someone's attention. It's about being someone worth noticing. Another thing I want to stress, don't underestimate the power of your appearance and presence. And I'm not talking about plastic, expensive or fake. I'm talking about showing up well-groomed, dressed in a way that makes you feel confident and carrying yourself with pride. Men notice details, How you carry yourself, how you smile, how you hold your head up. These little things send signals that you value yourself. And when a man sees a woman who values herself, he wants to match that energy. He wants to step up because you're showing him that you deserve it. But here's the catch. While all of this is happening, you still have to be authentic. You cannot pretend to be someone you're not just to get a man to like you, because that man will see right through it sooner or later. The goal isn't just to make any man want you. It's to attract the right man who values the real you. That's why self-respect, confidence, and self-love are so important. You are creating an environment where the right man feels drawn to you, not because of what you're pretending to be, but because of who you genuinely are. And let me tell you, once that connection is real, it's powerful, it's magnetic, and it lasts. So when you put all of this together, confidence, mystery, independence, and radiant energy, you become irresistible in a way that is natural, authentic, and powerful. Even a man who didn't seem interested at first will start noticing you, wondering about you, and wanting to be near you. And here's the best part. Because you didn't chase him, because you didn't act desperate, because you didn't compromise your value, you've positioned yourself as someone he genuinely desires, not because you begged for it, but because you showed him your worth. That, my friend, is how attraction works at its highest level. And remember, this isn't about manipulation. This isn't about tricks or games. This is about stepping into your own power, loving yourself fiercely, and allowing a man to see the amazing woman that you are. When you do that, when you show up fully and unapologetically, even a man who never thought he would notice you will start seeing you differently. He will start wanting you in ways that feel natural, inevitable, and completely irresistible. And that, my friend, is how you make any man want you. Not by chasing, not by begging, not by trying to control his feelings, but by being the woman he can't stop thinking about, the woman he can't wait to be around, and the woman he can't imagine his life without. Let me tell you something right off the bat. If you're sitting there thinking you can just wave a magic wand and make a man want you, even if he doesn't, you need to hear this straight. You can't force feelings. You cannot manufacture desire. But what you can do is make yourself irresistible in a way that makes a man curious, drawn, and ultimately interested in being with you. And let me tell you, it all starts with you. How you show up, how you carry yourself, and how you allow your value to shine. You see, men are hunters by nature. They are wired to notice things that stand out. And the question is, are you standing out or blending in? First, you have to get this. Confidence is not optional. I don't care what anyone tells you, confidence changes everything. And I'm not talking about walking around thinking you're better than everyone else. No, I'm talking about quiet confidence. Confidence that comes from knowing your worth, from respecting yourself, from walking through life knowing that your time, your energy, and your heart are precious. Men can feel that. They notice it. They are drawn to a woman who knows her value, not because she's arrogant, but because she's secure in who she is. Confidence is magnetic. And when a man senses that, even if he didn't initially care, he starts paying attention. Now let's talk about mystery, because this is where most women make mistakes. Don't give a man all of yourself right away. Don't unload your whole life story, your every thought, or your deepest secrets on the first date, the first week, or even the first month. Men love a little chase. They love to figure things out, to discover what makes you tick. When you reveal everything too soon, you take away the excitement, the spark, the tension that creates desire. A man wants to feel like he's unraveling a mystery, like there's more to discover, like he's earning the right to know you fully. Give him glimpses of your life, your humor, your passions, your quirks, but leave him wanting more. When he's curious, he starts to invest. He starts noticing things he didn't notice before. That is how attraction builds. Let me be honest with you, needing a man will kill desire faster than anything else. I'm talking about the constant text, the calls, the questions about whether he likes you, the overthinking every little thing he does. Neediness is exhausting, and men sense it immediately. When you act desperate, you remove the excitement. You take away the challenge. You make him feel like he's in control. And no man wants to feel like he's the only one holding all the cards. Instead, focus on your life. Focus on your growth, your passions, your goals, your friendships, your dreams. When you live a full life, when you are thriving without him, you create space for him to step up. You make him feel like he's missing out if he doesn't show up. That right there is powerful. Energy is something that most women overlook. And I'm serious. Men feel your energy before they even hear your words. If you are radiant, positive, and happy, he will feel it. If you are insecure, anxious, or constantly worried about whether he likes you, he feels that too. You want your energy to communicate joy, confidence, and self-love. You want him to be drawn to your light, not your need. Self-love is not just a trend, it's a magnet. When you love yourself fully, when you are thriving, when you are unapologetically yourself, men can't help but notice. They are drawn to that energy because it makes them feel good just being near you. Here's a story I love to tell because it illustrates this perfectly. There's a woman who meets a man at a social event. She likes him immediately, so she texts him constantly, checks on him, and tries to figure out if he feels the same way. What happens? He starts pulling away. He feels smothered. Now imagine another woman in the same situation. She's confident, she's laughing, she's talking to everyone, enjoying her night, living her life. The same man notices her, is intrigued by her energy, wants to know her, and starts pursuing her. Why? Because she wasn't chasing. She was living. She was showing him a glimpse of her amazing life, and now he wants to be part of it. That is the difference between desperation and magnetism. Appearance and presence also play a role, and don't misunderstand me. This is not about being fake, expensive, or changing who you are. It's about presenting yourself in a way that communicates self-respect. Dress in a way that makes you feel confident. Carry yourself with pride and take care of yourself. Men notice these details. The way you walk into a room, the way you smile, the way you hold your head. These are all signals. They communicate value. And when a man sees a woman who values herself, he wants to match that energy. He wants to step up because you've shown him that you deserve it. But let me be clear, authenticity is key. Don't pretend to be someone you're not just to attract a man. That will only backfire. The goal is not to make any man want you. The goal is to attract the right man who sees your true value, self-respect, confidence, independence, and self-love. Create an environment where the right man is drawn to you naturally. And when that connection happens, it's strong, magnetic, and real. Another important point, never underestimate the power of your ladder, your joy, your happiness. Men are drawn to women who are happy and content in their own lives. You want them to see that you are enjoying your life, that your happiness is not dependent on him. Because when a man realizes that your world doesn't revolve around him, he wants to be part of it even more. He wants to contribute, to engage, to step up. Happiness, confidence, self-respect, they're not just qualities, they're magnets. They attract the right kind of attention and make a man desire to be near you without you having to do anything desperate. And here's a little truth that most women don't hear enough. Men notice boundaries. Setting boundaries is one of the most attractive things you can do. When you make it clear what is acceptable and what isn't, when you refuse to compromise your self-worth just to please someone else, men notice. They respect a woman who has standards, who won't settle for less than she deserves, and who knows when to walk away. That respect turns into desire because they see that you are a woman of value, someone they want to invest in, someone they don't want to lose. Boundaries are not walls. They're signs that you value yourself, and that is incredibly attractive. Let's also talk about patience because this is important. You cannot rush attraction. You cannot force feelings. You can position yourself. You can be magnetic. You can radiate confidence. You can create curiosity, but you have to let the process unfold naturally. Men will come around if you show up as your best self. If you are patient, if you focus on your life, if you continue to grow, a man who didn't see you before will eventually notice. And when he does, he's going to come with intention, not because you begged, but because you've created space for him to truly see and desire you. And here's the beauty of all of this. It's not about manipulation. It's not about games. It's about power. Your power. The power that comes from being confident, independent, happy, and full of life. The power that comes from knowing your worth, radiating energy, setting boundaries, and living fully. When you show up this way, even a man who didn't initially want you will start noticing you in ways that are impossible to ignore. He will want to spend time with you. He will want to get to know you. And most importantly, he will want to be the man who matches your energy, because that's how attraction works at the highest level. So when you combine confidence, mystery, independence, radiant energy, and boundaries, you create a woman who is irresistible, not because you're trying to change someone's feelings, but because you've positioned yourself as someone who is already whole, already thriving, and already living a life full of joy and value. That is magnetic. That is powerful. That is how you make a man want you, even if he didn't think he ever would. And trust me, once you step into this way of being, you'll never go back. You'll never chase. You'll never settle. You'll just attract the right man into your life, naturally, effortlessly, and powerfully. Let me be real with you right now. Making a man want you, even if he doesn't seem interested at first, isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about becoming a woman so magnetic, so alive, and so full of confidence that he can't help but notice. I want you to understand this from the very start. You cannot force a man to feel something he doesn't feel. But what you can do is become someone he genuinely wants to be around, someone he admires, someone he desires without you having to chase him or plead for attention. And trust me, that kind of attraction is far more powerful than any game or manipulation you might try. The first step to creating that kind of magnetic pull is understanding your own value. Confidence is not arrogance. It's knowing who you are, what you deserve, and refusing to settle for less. Men are drawn to women who carry themselves with self-respect, who are comfortable in their own skin, and who don't constantly seek validation. When you walk into a room and you know your worth, men notice. They feel it. That quiet energy of self-assuredness is irresistible. It's not about being flashy or loud. It's about being grounded, being secure, and knowing that your time and attention are precious. A woman like that isn't easy to ignore. Next, let's talk about mystery, because this is a big one. One of the biggest mistakes women make is revealing everything about themselves too soon. They give away all their secrets, all their plans, all their thoughts, right at the start, thinking that transparency will make a man want them. But what happens? He loses interest because there's nothing left to discover. Men love a little chase. They love intrigue. They love figuring things out. So don't give it all away at once. Share pieces of yourself gradually. Let him see your humor, your intelligence, your quirks, your passions, but leave him wanting more. Make him curious. Make him think, I want to know more about her. When you do that, you're not manipulating him. You're creating natural desire through intrigue and curiosity. Another thing you've got to understand is the danger of neediness. If you're constantly checking your phone, overanalyzing his every word, or seeking constant reassurance, you're killing the attraction before it even has a chance to grow. Men do not find neediness attractive. What they find attractive is independence. A woman who is busy living her life, pursuing her dreams, and thriving without him is incredibly magnetic. She's a prize worth pursuing. Men want to be with a woman who isn't dependent on them for her happiness, because that independence creates respect, which turns into desire. So focus on yourself first. Your life, your passions, your goals. When you are fully engaged in your own world, he has no choice but to notice. Energy plays a massive role in attraction, and I want you to pay attention to this. Men pick up on your energy before they even hear your words. If you are radiating positivity, joy, and confidence, they feel it. If you are anxious, insecure, or constantly worrying about whether he likes you, they feel that too. You want to cultivate an energy that says, I am happy, I am thriving, I am complete on my own. When a man senses that energy, he is drawn to it. Your energy is like a magnet. It attracts the right kind of attention naturally. And when he is drawn to your energy, it's genuine. It's not forced. He wants to be near you because being around you makes him feel good. Here's something else that women often overlook: the power of your presence and how you present yourself. And no, I'm not talking about changing who you are. I'm talking about showing up in a way that communicates self-respect and confidence. Dress in a way that makes you feel good. Carry yourself with pride and show the world that you value yourself. Men notice these things. How you walk, how you hold your head, how you smile. These are signals that speak louder than words. A woman who values herself naturally attracts a man who wants to match her energy. He wants to step up because he recognizes that you won't settle for anything less than what you deserve. Authenticity is critical. You cannot pretend to be someone you are not to get a man to like you. Because once the mask slips, the connection falls apart. What you want is to attract the right man for who you genuinely are. Confidence, mystery, independence, radiant energy, and self-respect all work together to make you magnetic to the right kind of man. The one who values the real you and wants to invest in you. And that investment is not just about attention, it's about respect, commitment, and genuine desire. Here's a little story to illustrate this perfectly. A woman meets a man she likes. She texts him constantly, calls him, worries about whether he's interested, and stresses about every little thing. What happens? He starts pulling away. Now, another woman meets the same man. She is laughing, enjoying her life, talking to other people, and showing her confidence and independence. The man notices her energy, is intrigued by her presence, and wants to know her better. He is naturally drawn to her without her having to chase him or beg for attention. Why? Because she is magnetic. She is living her life fully, and he wants to be part of it. That's the power of confidence, independence, and radiant energy. And let's not forget the importance of boundaries. Men respect women who set clear boundaries. Boundaries. When you show that you value yourself, that you know what is acceptable and what is not, you create an environment where the right man wants to step up. Boundaries are attractive because they show strength, self-respect, and standards. A man who sees that you are a woman of value and integrity is naturally drawn to match that energy. He wants to earn your time, your attention, and your heart because you've made it clear that not everyone gets that. And when he respects those boundaries, desire grows even more. Patience is another key ingredient. Attraction cannot be rushed. You can create curiosity, confidence, energy, and independence, but you have to allow the process to unfold naturally. A man who initially doesn't notice you may eventually become deeply interested once he sees your true value and experiences your energy. You can't force it, but you can prepare yourself so that when he does come around, he sees the full picture, a woman who is thriving, confident, and completely magnetic. And here's a little secret that most women don't hear enough. Happiness is contagious. A man is drawn to a woman who is joyful, who laughs easily, who enjoys her life. Your happiness is your power. When you are fulfilled and content on your own, a man wants to be near you, not because you're chasing him, but because he feels the joy you radiate. Men want to be around people who make them feel good, and your happiness and self-assuredness are magnets in the truest sense. The more you embrace your life and your energy, the more irresistible you become. Ultimately, making a man want you, even if he didn't at first, is about stepping into your own power. It's about confidence, mystery, independence, radiant energy, boundaries, and authenticity. It's about being a woman who knows her worth, lives her life fully, loves herself, and doesn't settle for less than she deserves. That is irresistible. That is magnetic. That is how you naturally draw the right man into your life. And the beauty of it is, once you understand this, you'll never have to chase, beg, or force anyone to notice you again. You'll simply attract what is meant for you because you are a woman who commands attention without having to ask for it. Let me tell you something right now, and I want you to pay attention because this is real talk. If you're trying to make a man want you, even if he doesn't seem interested, the first thing you have to understand is that you cannot force someone's feelings. You can't twist a man's emotions or make him desire you by begging, chasing, or trying to control him. But here's the secret. The right kind of attraction doesn't come from forcing someone to care about you. It comes from becoming a woman so magnetic, so confident, and so full of life that a man cannot ignore you. It's about positioning yourself in a way that highlights your value, your uniqueness, and your energy. That's what draws a man naturally. And trust me, even the man who didn't initially notice you will start paying attention when you show up like this. Confidence is where it all begins. I'm not talking about putting on an act or pretending you're someone you're not. I'm talking about real, authentic confidence. Confidence is knowing your worth, your value, and what you deserve in life. It's walking into a room knowing that your time, your energy, and your presence matter. Men notice this immediately because confidence is magnetic. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand. It simply exists, quietly powerful and impossible to ignore. When a woman is confident, she doesn't need to chase. She doesn't need validation. She doesn't need to overthink every interaction. Her presence alone is enough to make a man take notice. And when he notices that energy, he starts to feel drawn in, even if he wasn't interested before. Mystery is the next layer. Women often make the mistake of revealing everything about themselves too soon. They think that transparency will create a connection, but it often has the opposite effect. When you give away all your secrets, all your thoughts, all your plans, the spark disappears. Men love to chase. They love curiosity. They love figuring you out. That's why you want to share pieces of yourself slowly, strategically, and authentically. Let him discover your humor, your intelligence, your quirks, your passions, and your dreams over time. Make him curious about you. Make him want to invest in learning more. This isn't about manipulation. It's about naturally creating intrigue that draws him closer. One of the biggest mistakes women make is neediness. Let me tell you straight up, neediness kills attraction. If you're constantly texting him, calling him, or worrying about whether he's into you, you're sending the wrong message. Men are wired to respect independence. They want to feel like they're choosing to be with you, not that they're obligated. A woman who lives a full, independent life, who is thriving and focused on her goals, automatically becomes more attractive. That's because she's showing him that she doesn't need him to be happy, but she's open to including him in her life. That's magnetic. That's powerful. And that's what makes a man start wanting to be part of your world. Energy is everything. Men feel your energy before they even hear your words. If you are radiant, positive, and full of joy, he feels it. If you are anxious, insecure, or constantly worried about his attention, he feels that too. The key is to cultivate an energy of self-love and happiness. When you radiate joy, confidence, and contentment, men can't help but be drawn to you. They want to be around someone who lifts them up rather than drags them down. Your energy becomes a signal that you are someone worth investing time and attention into, and that kind of attraction is hard to resist. Appearance and presence also play a role in attraction. And I'm not talking about wearing designer clothes or looking like someone else. I'm talking about showing up in a way that communicates self-respect. Take care of yourself. Dress in a way that makes you feel confident and carry yourself with pride. Men notice these things. The way you walk, the way you hold your head, the way you interact with the world. When a woman shows that she values herself, it sends a signal that she expects to be treated with respect. That signal is powerful. A man who recognizes it will want to match her energy. He'll want to step up because he sees that you're not settling for anything less than what you deserve. Authenticity is critical. You cannot pretend to be someone you're not just to get a man to like you. The goal isn't just to make any man want you. It's to attract the right man who values the real you. Confidence, independence, radiant energy, mystery, and self-respect all work together to create a woman who is magnetic to the right kind of man. And when that connection forms, it is strong, genuine, and lasting because it's built on attraction that comes naturally, not forced or fabricated. Let me give you an example. A woman meets a man and immediately starts texting him nonstop, overanalyzing everything, trying to figure out if he likes her. He starts feeling pressured, overwhelmed, and distant. Now imagine a different woman in the same situation. She's confident, enjoying her night, laughing with friends, showing her vibrant personality and living her life fully. The same man notices her. He's intrigued. He wants to know her. He starts making an effort because her energy and presence captured his attention. She didn't chase him. She simply showed up fully, and that's what made him notice. Boundaries are another key part of attraction. Men respect women who set clear boundaries because boundaries show self-respect and standards. When you know what you will and won't accept, you communicate that you value yourself, and men are drawn to that because it challenges them to rise to your level. They want to match your energy, earn your respect, and step into the life you are offering. Boundaries are not walls. They are signals of your worth, and they make you irresistible to the right man. Patience is important. Attraction cannot be rushed. You can't force a man to want you. But when you live fully, radiate confidence, maintain your independence, and set your standards, the right man will notice. He will come around not because you chased him, but because you've positioned yourself as someone worth noticing, someone worth pursuing, someone who is naturally magnetic. And when he does, his intentions are more likely to be genuine because he is drawn to the real you, not a version of yourself you created to get his attention. Happiness and joy amplify attraction. Men want to be around women who are genuinely happy and content in their own lives. Your energy, laughter, and joy are contagious. When you are fulfilled and living your best life, men want to be part of that. They want to share in that happiness. Your life becomes a space they want to enter, not because you begged or chased, but because your energy makes them feel alive, excited, and drawn to you. That's the power of self-love and authentic living. Making a man want you, even if he initially didn't, is about stepping into your own power. It's about confidence, mystery, independence, radiant energy, boundaries, authenticity, patience, and joy. When you combine all of these elements, you become someone who is impossible to ignore. You become magnetic in a way that is natural, genuine, and unstoppable. Even a man who didn't notice you at first will start to see you in a new light, start to desire you, and want to be part of your life. And the beauty of it is, this works not because you forced it, not because you manipulated it, but because you embraced your value and let your best self shine. When you understand this, you'll never chase. You'll never beg. You'll never compromise your worth. You'll simply show up as the woman you were meant to be. A woman who is confident, independent, radiant, mysterious, authentic, and full of life. And when you do that, men will naturally want to be part of your world. They'll want to get to know you, spend time with you, and match your energy. That, my friend, is the real secret to making a man want you, even if he didn't initially think he would. And once you step into this power, your life changes, your relationships change, and the right men will be drawn to you effortlessly.